Hey there, paper geeks and glitter nerds, it's another Crazy Geek Craft, and this is part 3 of my Witch Ready series. And there'll be a 4th part, but it will air today, because next week we gotta get started on all that Christmas stuff. So, this is me finishing my Halloween project of this year. Yes, I finished this one, and I know about the Haunted House, it's really annoying that it isn't finished, especially for me, because I really wanted to show it off to my friends. But next year, I hope next year. This project has given me the desire to finish my haunted house because it's a lot of the same techniques. There's the paper macheing, which we'll finish in this video. I still need a few things done on the books. They're not completely finished. And in this video, I will also be turning everything black as a base coat. All of the jars I have and the 2 books will be black for the next video. So if you just want to see how you get a black whatever it is that you've made turn pretty, then you should skip ahead to part 4 where this project is finished. But if you're interested in the entire process, here's how I finished off the books. And I needed a finished edge, in my opinion. These books will not be something you can open. You could make a hiding place inside and cut out the pages and things. You could even save the book if you want to read it. But I have no such desire. I'm going to glue this book shut. But I still want the pages, the cover, to have a nice finish. So that's what I'm doing here. Making sure there's a little bit of overlap of the paper napkins. That should do the trick for getting a nice finish on the edge. And this has been a long process. I know that in part because I've had some trouble pulling myself together, but also because, you know, you work half an hour and then you have to wait 2, 3, 4 hours before you can do anything else because everything has to dry. So there's a lot of stop and go with this project, and I didn't time it right with what else I had going on in my life. Because it was not the only thing going on, of course. There are all these other things you have to get done on a daily basis. I will not be putting any text or anything on the backs of these books. They are mainly just decorations. Maybe in the future I will write something clever, funny, something, and put it on the back in some beautiful script or handwriting or something. But right now I'm just glad I got to finish them with the front cover being magnificent, because I really think these turned out really well. The title on the slimmer book, the grimoire, I'm not that happy about it, but I'm happy I tried it. And then next time I will find another way to do it, because it was very fiddly and it doesn't look as well as I had hoped. But the spells book turned out really nice, and I like the thickness of it too. It can stand up on its own. The other one can too, but this one really stands. That's really, really nice. So now there's more waiting for these pages to dry, and luckily for you, I can edit that out with a few clicks. Now we're back and everything is dried, yay! So we can finish the books, because I still need to glue the other side of the thin book, the grimoire, and both sides on my spells book. I cut the paper at the spine, because that part I'll take care of as the final step before painting. finally everything is ready as it's going to get painted its base color. I'm going to spray paint most of it. But first I have to glue the pages shut on my books. And that is also the same time I started painting some of these containers by hand and figured that it'd be easier just to spray paint the base coat. There are a lot of jars, and you know, with my back and everything, it's easier, even though you have to paint it again after you spray paint it, because the coverage won't be perfect. You know, it was a bit windy outside when I was painting and stuff, and I had to touch the containers to move them while they were still wet. But the base coat made everything easier. In this video you'll see me paint an entire container black, and you can see how long that takes. But when I just have to touch up the color that I've already spray painted on, it goes much faster. I'm closing... Oh, sorry about that. That was the dog. I am closing the book by just brushing on some Mod Podge on the pages. That is enough to hold them shut, actually. And it will also somewhat protect them from getting paint, unwanted paint on the pages that can seep into the pages. I'm keeping the book closed with elastic bands, and I wanted to do both books at the same time, but when I went to the kitchen to get more rubber bands, I found out that I was out. It's one of those things you don't really think about. You just know you have them in the drawer, and all of a sudden the box was empty. It was really annoying. You know, it's like, well, there are so many things in the kitchen, you know, you buy it and it lasts like forever. But someday you will run out, and it'll always be the day when you really don't need it to. In my case, this just meant that this took longer than it should have. Painting the book shut. Or gluing it shut, that is. But it worked out. It just took a bit longer. after hand painting, like I said, I decided that I was going to spray paint everything a base color. It'll be so much easier. And therefore I'm covering up the pages on my books with some painter's tape. It took a bit longer than expected, but it was really a help. I didn't have to be as careful when painting. Really recommended. And now that I'm almost done with the taping, I'll take everything outside and spray paint it. That's metaphorically, because it's already been done, of course, but this is where I'll break the video, and part 2 should be airing, well, 15 minutes after this one. So let's move over there, shall we?